Whiplash isn't a movie about music, it's a movie about obsession, about how far someone is willing to push themselves, destroy their relationships, and sacrifice their sanity just to be great. It's about a young man who wants to be remembered, not loved, about a teacher who believes trauma creates legends, and about the terrifying idea that maybe they're both right. Because in Whiplash, greatness doesn't come from talent, it comes from suffering. And by the end of this movie, you have to ask yourself a haunting question: is being the best worth the sacrifice? The movie follows Andrew, a talented and ambitious drummer played by Miles Teller. Andrew has always loved drumming ever since he was a little kid. He has dreams and aspirations to become a legendary drummer. We first see Andrew practicing by himself in the opening scenes of the movie. Then comes Terence Fletcher, the instructor of the Schaefer Conservatory's studio jazz band. In short, he asks Andrew to play but leaves abruptly for no reason. This is the start of their dark and twisted dynamic. The dynamic is shaped by Andrew's blend of obsession and sacrifice, and by Fletcher's twisted ideology that results in cruelty. Fletcher pushes Andrew to his limits to unlock his true ability. He tests Andrew to see if he has what it takes to become great, and Andrew passes each twisted test, but he goes above and beyond. He makes sacrifices time and time again so he could reach his dream of becoming a great drummer. One of these sacrifices is his social life. Throughout the movie, we see Andrew socialize with two people, one being his dad. He doesn't make any effort to make friends or bond with his peers at Schaefer. His sole focus is drumming and progressing his career. The other person we see him socialize with is Nicole, who he asks out on a date. At this point, things seem to be going fine for Andrew, but his obsession and ambition grows, and he eventually chooses to sacrifice this relationship too. After one of Fletcher's mind games, Andrew decides he needs to increase his time practicing, so he decides to break up with Nicole. He blatantly tells her that his career goals are more important than her.
I want to be one of the greats.
And I would stop you from doing that?
Yeah.
He chooses the pursuit of greatness over love. This drives him deeper into social isolation. Throughout the movie, we see Andrew's practice sessions intensifying. He moves from his dorm to an isolated room to avoid parties. He practices to the point of bleeding, but at this point, he bleeds so much from practicing that he needs to submerge his bloodied hands in iced water just to continue. The turning point of the movie is the car accident, but the scene before it is very important. Fletcher pits 3 drummers against each other to compete for a competition in the following day. During what could only be described as a grueling session, Andrew earns the role as the drummer for the competition. So the following day, Andrew commutes to the venue, but his bus breaks down. So he is forced to take another bus and rent a car. He is still late and forgets his drumsticks at the rental office, but he is still adamant that he plays. Fletcher gives him an ultimatum.
At 5:30, that's in exactly 11 minutes. My band is on stage. If your ass is not on that stool with your own fucking sticks in hand, or if you make one fucking mistake, one, I will drum your ass back to Nassau where you can turn pages until you graduate or fucking drop out. By the time you're done at Schaefer, you're gonna make Daddy look like a fucking success story. Got it? Or we can let Johnny Utah play the part. You choose.
That's my part. I'll be on your stage.
So Andrew goes to get his sticks. He speeds while on the phone and unsurprisingly gets into an accident. This still doesn't stop him. He gets to the venue full of blood and bruises from the crash. He ends up playing, but as expected, he wasn't fit enough to play good. That's when Fletcher tells him he's done. Andrew lashes out at Fletcher. This moment led both Andrew and Fletcher to leave Schaefer due to their actions. When a person takes their goals and aspirations seriously, it's admirable, and it should be. When they limit distractions and make necessary sacrifices to make their dreams a reality, it is encouraged. But just like anything, the problem occurs when it is taken too far, when they sacrifice personal relationships and embrace solitude, thinking it is good for their career, when their life revolves around work, neglecting other aspects of their life. This may lead to success, but at what cost? Throughout the movie, we see Andrew isolated, practicing his drumming skills, but as the movie progresses, we see him break down and realize the lonely pit he is in. Andrew's loneliness is mainly fueled by his obsession with drumming. As his obsession grows, he falls deeper into social isolation. But towards the end of the movie, we see Andrew lose almost everything, including drumming. It only seems that he has his dad and a lifeless apartment. He sacrificed everything for his dream, but when that dream was taken from him, there was nothing left. At this point is when he realized what he had done, what he could have had, but it was too late. He realized that his obsessions led him to be alone.